As the leaves change and the nights become colder, some fall surprises are best left undiscovered. Imagine purchasing simple decorations for your home, only to be trapped in a stranger's eerie house with a chilling odor. What would you do if everything felt wrong when you stepped inside? Before we get into this spine-tingling story, remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell, because some doors are best left closed. It was October 1st and a fresh autumn breeze was in the air. It felt like fall, my favorite season. It was the first fall my boyfriend Carter and I spent together in our new home. I wanted to surprise Carter by decorating the house with fall and Halloween-themed decorations before he returned home from work one day. I thought it'd be cute. I purchased a few items from nearby Marshalls and other stores and searched various apps and websites, most notably Facebook Marketplace. I simply typed in fall decorations and one listing piqued my interest. It was a picture of a large green plastic container containing a variety of fall decorations. I clicked on it for more information, and it basically said, "Everything must go. An entire container of fall-themed decorations on sale for cheap." The price was just $20. It was a steal. The entire large container was filled with decorations. The ad also stated, "Selling other stuff, clearing out the house, everything must go. Check my profile." So, I clicked on his profile and looked through some of his other listings. This guy was selling a strange assortment of items, including an alleged new iPhone for $700, a few pieces of women's clothing, and Christmas decorations. There were others, but I only got through some of them. The profile itself was relatively low-key. Everything was private. The man's name was Cody, and his profile picture was a close-up of a gray trucker's cap on a man's head, but his face was obscured by the hat's brim. The cover photo was a blurry image of a lake. I messaged the profile, and he responded immediately. I inquired about the contents of the container, and he replied that it contained a variety of decorations, including tableware and outdoor decorations. So I excitedly told the man that if he was available, I would come and buy them today. He confirmed that he would be available around 9 p.m. when he returned home from work. He sent me an address. I looked up the address in Google Maps Street View. It wasn't in the best part of town, but the house appeared completely regular. 2 cars in the driveway in the Street View photo, nice lawn, so I agreed to meet. I brought my friend Sally with me just to be safe. I went across town to pick up Sally, and we were headed to this Cody person's house. It was a half-hour drive. Sally and I had some time to catch up during the drive there. When we got off the highway and entered the town where the house was located, Sally began half-joking about how sketchy the area was. I say half-jokingly because I know she was saying it to be funny and lighten the mood, but also because everyone knows this isn't the best town. It was dark outside, so we didn't see much other than streetlights, traffic lights, and storefronts. As we got closer, I noticed my phone screen turning on and vibrating in my car's cup holder. At the next light, I checked my phone and saw messages from Cody on Messenger. He replied, "When you get here, you can come right in." I showed it to Sally and she exclaimed, "What the hell?" We agreed it was uncomfortable, but we'd ring the doorbell anyway. We arrived at the house and were surprised to find no cars in the driveway. Dim house lights were barely visible through closed window blinds. I messaged Cody back saying, "We are here. Can you come to the front?" Sally and I were watching the house while I waited for a response, and we noticed at the same time that one of the window's blinds had shifted slightly, indicating that someone was watching us through it. Then, as quickly as we noticed it, the blinds opened and closed. A few seconds later, the front door opened and Cody texted me, "I'm at the door. You are welcome to come in." It was unsettling, and I was glad I brought Sally along. We got out of my car and walked toward the front door. Before getting too close, I called Cody's name several times but received no response. Sally whispered, "We should leave." I took a few steps closer and repeated, "Cody," loudly, but there was no response. I turned and whispered, "Let's go," as we began walking back to the car when I heard a man say, "Hey, yes, I'm here inside." We turned around and saw a man at the doorway, but only half of him. He was peering through half of the door. He waved us in. Sally and I cautiously turned back and began walking towards the door. As I approached, he opened the door before walking out of sight. We walked up the steps and into the house, keeping the front door open, and were immediately hit with a strong scent. Like the cotton scent from an elderly person's home, mixed with something very unpleasant. We heard fast and heavy footsteps disappear into another room, and his voice said, "It's over in here, come here." His voice was unusually deep, almost intimidating. Before entering the adjacent room, I ensured Sally was beside me. We were met with a strange sight, a dimly lit living room with a depressing pinkish-red carpet and very old-looking furniture, but the smell was foul. It smelled like actual death. In the center of the room was a red container with a green lid. A Cody man was standing right over the container. This was my first clear look at the man, who did not appear friendly. He invited me over to open the container. I noticed this container was not the same color as the green container shown in the Facebook ad. It was also in a completely different shape than it appeared. When I asked him to open it, he responded, "Well, you're no fun." After hearing that comment, Sally and I were leaning backwards towards the front door. But when he lifted the container's lid, and we were suddenly blasted with another putrid odor, we turned for the door and left quickly, not looking back until we arrived at the car. Sally repeatedly told me to hurry up. By the time my car started, the front door to the house was already closed. I don't know if he was watching us through the window again. We were gone quickly. We never saw what was in that container, but it was clearly not decorations. After telling Carter everything, he asked for the location's address, and I told him not to go there. He assured me he would not. He simply wanted to look up the house, so I gave it to him. The next day, he arrived home later than usual from work, and he told me he stopped by the house, where an elderly woman answered the door, insisting that she lived alone. He knew I wasn't lying because I showed him all of my Facebook messages with the guy, including the address. According to the records for that address, a disconcerting in her late 60s. This was a deeply disturbing and inexplicable experience. I will no longer go to people's homes when I buy things online.